So dive into the dark sci-fi world of Marathon on March 5th, 2026. Pre-order now. And one trippy ass trailer. Dude, I think I just want to go watch the cinematic again one time. Hold up. Guys, this video right here, Marathon Reveals Cinematic, it's got 120,000 likes. I feel like I wish there was some way Bungie could either do a follow-up short to this or something, especially considering that the launch is coming up here soon. Out of everything that happened with Marathon though, last year, all the controversy, all this stuff, this cinematic absolutely popped off, man. I mean, this was some top tier shit. Gives me like such Death Stranding vibes too. I just noticed, so are each one of these like 2080, 2893? Are these are all indicating years. So this is a pretty big gap in time here from the first occurrence of I guess the space station blowing up.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it strove to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless things. And the heart that fed.
This shit is awesome. It really is, man.
Welcome once again. Once again. How's the new shell? How's the new shell feeling?
I mean, it feels just like what it is, right? Like $1 trillion. Like $1 trillion.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big...
Do you notice they say shell? So they were saying shell even for the cinematic, even though last year we were supposed to be called runners. I mean, I guess shells are, it was still a term being used because that's essentially what you yourself are inhabiting. But I was actually curious if there was going to be runner drops or like name drops of runners in here. We're a runner inside of a shell. Yeah, but we're not called runners. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're not really called runners anymore. Bungie's completely moved away from the runner.
The consciousness is the runner. The body is the shell.
I don't even know if we're even called, because that's why we don't even have names. Oh, we are called runners? Okay. But they've taken away the names. We don't have, what was it last year? What was the names we had last year?
Like Blackbird and all that stuff.
Yeah, Blackbird, Locust. Okay, so still runners, but they removed the identity away from the shells.
Yes.
And now they're just shells. Dude, is this is some Warframe shit? You know that?
That's the perfect way to explain it. It's like Warframe, kind of.
Yeah.
Like you have a consciousness in a runner body just controlling it.
So are we ever going to see our actual bodies?
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, last year we had names like Glitch, Blackbird, Void, Locust. Bungie's moved away from that. Now it's just shells. I'm actually really curious if we may ever actually see our real bodies. Burning Vikings has a great point. The real bodies are probably dead.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's actually probably pretty likely.
That's probably
Contract
true.
waiting down there, so.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky
Grounding exercise, dude.
yeah. It's supposed to be my lucky charm.
That's just like, it's like so similar like AI. You know what I mean? Like just like realignment is such a big thing with AI. And so the fact that they have these grounding exercises here, it's interesting. It's interesting, man. I need to do like a lore deep dive into this shit. God dog it. Nothing but hunter mains on this damn squad. This poor destroyer, man.
Can you identify her?
Yeah.
To me, it seemed like those two people that survived were used their brains
Now,
and knew they were not going to win. So
do
they
you
backed out.
recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
Like, what's the purpose of showing you? And the fact that she's even forgotten who she was. And the correct other thing is like, how do we even know the person you're being shown who you may be is not actually who you may be? You know what I mean?
You don't.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
You ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is. You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Dude, the laying the gun down in the water, man. Clean. USC gonna mess her up.
It's almost like the factions we're doing jobs for are trying to remove any part of humanity from our consciousness and just make us soldiers with no emotion.
Let's have in a moment right now.
pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless wreck. Boundless, alone and level sands stretch far away.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
Was that not the same picture though, chat? Was that not the same picture she also had? It was. That's what I'm saying, dude. This is all bullshit. This is all some brainwashing bullshit. I gotta say, man, I feel like in Destiny, there's like a clear, like, good guy, bad guy. You know what I mean? We're the good guys. There's the bad guys. Bad guys look bad. Good guys look good. You know what I mean? And then there's Marathon. And everything, it just seems like it's just all gray. You know what I mean? All gray.
Not really. We are actually the bad guys in this game. The USC are the police.
So the UESC is the good guys?
Yes. The factions are trying to use us essentially to harvest as much, or like steal pretty much as much as possible.
Chat's saying the UESC is evil and that there are no good teams. As far as I understand, UESC is the government, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah, depending who you ask, you say the government's bad.
UESC runs the colony. It went quiet, and factors are using runners to scavenge stuff from Tau Ceti under the UESC's nose. Gotcha. Look, man, whatever it may be, this Thursday, we are supposed to be getting, I want to say something here from Sony and from Marathon. It was brought to, where's the tweet here? Because there was a tweet that I read that the Sony show this Thursday is getting extended, which supposedly means something involving Marathon.
So we'll get an announcement for beta, you think?
I have no idea. I feel like we're less than a month away. I mean, if this is supposed to follow the same cycles like Destiny, I know they've been dropping trailers online, but Jesus, at some point, Sony's going to have to do something here. Okay, so from Paul Tassi right here, yes, marathons are going to want to watch this. So February the 12th, this Thursday, it seems like we're going to be getting some big marathon news. And I would assume it's got to be coming very soon because the game is literally right around the corner.
Yeah, then we get a beta next week. That's my guess. I'm guessing next Friday we probably get a beta or something.
I guess the real question is, do we think we're going to get a cinematic like the one we got last year? Chat, do y'all think we're going to get I don't know. I don't know if they're going to drop. They may drop it this Thursday because you're going to have all eyes on it. You're going to have people just tuning in for the Sony event. It really would
launch Vidoc.
It would be, well, I don't even know if they would do a Vidoc. I mean, maybe. I honestly feel like
a mini cinematic.
I think a cinematic like this would be killer. This thing costs $1 trillion. Not that expensive, but yes, they've definitely, the budget for this game, I bet is I would argue and say the budget for Marathon is higher than Destiny.
I thought you were going to say Concord.
not Destiny over its 10-year period, but the D1 budget.
That was bigger than Concord's budget. That's the question.
I would think so. Although Concord's budget was stupidly high. 100% is newer tech. Oh, dude, it's gonna have dedicated servers, guys. Bungie's bringing us dedicated servers. They're dropping old-gen consoles. It's only gonna launch on the newest Xbox and newest PlayStation 5 on top of PC. These are things, by the way, we've been asking for inside of Destiny. Maybe this year we may actually hear something from Bungie in regards to that. But I can also see this, like, if Destiny 2 is gonna go into essentially hibernation, and if a D3 ends up actually being worked on, I don't even know. Like, at that point, D3, like, by the time it rolls out, there's going to be a whole new generation of consoles out. This game matters to Bungie, so it gets the best. It matters to Bungie. It also really matters to Sony. Like, Sony, like, their comments, even in the quarterly earnings call, like, it matters to them. Marathon. they'll talk briefly here and there about Destiny, like maybe 1 or 2 sentences, but Marathon really matters to them. They can't go into hibernation for Destiny 2 since they need the cash flow until D3 is finished. This is it, brother. This is hopefully going to be Bungie's cash flow.
Better be fun.
Better be great. Better be wonderful. Look, guys, I'm not saying that I don't want more Destiny. Of course I want more Destiny. But you got to acknowledge the fact that, like, the more you keep putting in Destiny 2, the more you take away from a potential Destiny 3. I mean, creatively, resource-wise. Would I ever make Marathon my main game? Marathon would have to be really... Man, it would have to fondle the balls really well. And let me just say, I didn't have a YouTube channel before Destiny. Destiny was such a good game to me that I was like, dude, I gotta make some videos on this shit. I gotta do something. You know what I mean? Like, there was no, and it wasn't even like, you know, I never expected to do this long term ever. I just really liked Destiny. The only other game that I felt that way about was RuneScape. So there's really been truly only 2 games that I was like, you know, I liked it enough where I wanted to, you know, make some videos on and do some shit with. And that was RuneScape and Destiny. Marathon to fall into that same category, man, it would have to do something pretty damn special, man. You know, I would have to be able to look at you guys and be like, this is the greatest game I've ever played. And look, we meme on Destiny, but at one time I would look at you and be like, Destiny is the greatest game ever made. All day, every day, I wanted to play nothing but Destiny. Every Tuesday, I was playing every raid possible. We had the squad. I mean, we were hitting nightfalls. Like, there was a time where I thought Destiny was the greatest game ever. And in a lot of ways, I think Destiny is still great, but it doesn't dominate my time like it once did. The cryostasis map has to be it. It has to be like Vault of Glass was to Destiny 1. Yes. Whatever the in-game aspect of Marathon and those quote-unquote raid mechanics, all that stuff, man. That right there is going to have to be its Vault of Glass. And we'll see, man. We'll see. Again, one of them, I know I said the lead, but yes, one of the leads, one of the main leads, one of the great minds behind Vault was actually someone who's been working on Marathon for years. So we'll see how it shakes out, guys. Not Luke Smith. Luke Smith never worked on Marathon.
I just don't see how it's going to work. Like raid mechanics. And an extraction.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, but I guarantee at one time, there was someone that says, I don't know how, you know, we had raids, but they existed in MMORPGs. And I'm sure someone thought, you're going to put a raid in a first person shooter. I don't see how that can work. You know where I'm coming from? Like,
I do see your point. Yeah, that is true. Like,
they may be able to pull it off. They may be able to pull it off. And like that's where like the creativity side comes in. It's like, you know, hey man, if they can cook it, make it happen, we could be looking at ourselves a couple months from now and be like, damn, they nailed that shit. I didn't know it could be like that. They nailed it. Or we could be looking at each other a few months from now and be like, wow, that was ass. That was terrible.
I'm gonna be the guy sitting, watching them do the mechanics, and once they figure it out and do it, I'm gonna kill them. That's gonna be me.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting situation.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Not use my brain when I could just sit there and watch them use their brains, and then I blast their brains.
Right.
They can finish it.
Right. I feel like Bungie's not going to make it like that. I feel like there's going to be some sort of counterplay. Who knows? Maybe the person who solves it gets like a huge buff for 60 seconds, does double damage, takes 10% damage. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Everyone's saying I'm playing like a bitch. Do I get the loot? Yes, I do. So I feel like I came out winning. I don't know.
Downing a raid boss and then getting it killed by another team sounds aggravating as hell. Yep. Again, guys, we'll have to see how this goes. I have no idea. I am hopeful, but I have no idea how it's going to play out. You know, but here's the thing. We've seen some ways in which inside of Arc Raiders, where even though, yes, people are killing each other, they will somewhat come together to take out a major boss. Now, once the boss dies, as we've seen in Arc Raiders, all hell breaks loose. And I mean, like, I remember one time, Les and I think Benny was with us too. We were going to go kill the queen, and there must have been 4 or 5 teams. They just dropped her, and they just were, every one of them just turned on each other. There were so many bodies, guys. My damn pack, I was so damn overweight. I mean, we were just looting, seemed for forever, but everybody just shit on each other afterwards. And so I do suspect something like that may occur here inside a Marathon, but that may be part of the appeal.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.